Hey, beautiful Aries. Welcome to your Tarot and Oracle card reading for the rest of 2025. This reading is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And while this is specifically for the end of 2025, if you find this video outside of time, there's probably something here for you. Timing is divine, and so are you. So my readings are also timeless. I've cleared your space. Now let me pray. God, Spirit, Universe, please bring truth, wisdom, and understanding to this reading for the Aries family and help Aries find their highest and most blessed timeline. Thank you, Spirit. So we're just going to see what is in store for you for the rest of 2025, what your gifts and blessings may be, any challenges that you'll have, and advice from Spirit. Okay. I see really good things coming in for you, Aries. We're going to start with the beautiful Star Tarot, and then we'll get clarifiers for all of these cards with some other decks as well. I see a lot of wisdom coming in for you too, and a lot of like heart-mind coherence, aligning the heart and the mind with what you want, which is where true magic begins, beautiful Aries. Feels like some lessons behind you in the past have created greater wisdom for you on your path. And your blessings are super empowering, but really has a lot to do with connection to Spirit. I feel like Spirit, well, clearly Spirit has your back in this path, and your challenges are not so hard. Your path ahead looks pretty easy, beautiful Aries, which I love for you. And let's look at these as they come. So what's in store for you, beautiful Aries, for the rest of 2025 is you have the Sun card. That's the happiest card in the deck. Super bright, energized, and activated as well, because the Sun resonates with your solar plexus, which is very energizing for you. Vitality, a lot of vitality, and you have the Queen of Cups. This aligns, again, that heart-mind coherence energy. The Queen of Cups values her emotions above all else. And so this is you making sure that what does not align with your highest good, with your highest truth, you don't spend a lot of time and energy. You don't invest in those things. You don't focus on those things so much. The Rider-Waite version of the Queen of Cups is a queen holding a trophy, a cup like it's a trophy, and just staring at it like it's the most important thing in the world to her. And that's you really following your emotional guidance system. You really going only the direction where your heart calls you. And then you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant, and I just want to show you a close-up too of the Sun card. He's dressed up as a butterfly. This is you transformed as well, which is why I really felt this, and I'm going to show you the Queen close-up too, this like lessons learned. I'm just getting that for you, beautiful Aries. And look at, she's got the moon behind her head. So there's like this strong intuitive energy, and the heart chakra is lit up, right? And then you have the crown chakra with the Hierophant all lit up. So it's like real alignment. You don't just get that out of nowhere. You get that from learning how disalignment didn't work for you, and also with the Hierophant, like he's pointing to, I don't know if you can see it there, but the rock in front of him that he's pointing to is shaped like a heart. And that's the direction. That's how you navigate that labyrinth. So he's guiding you to your deeper truth. And for a lot of you, there's a pentacle in the middle of that labyrinth that's manifesting, right? So it's manifesting for a lot of you from your heart's highest expression. It's beautiful. And again, we'll get clarifiers for those, but let's look at what is blessing you. And this is very, very interesting. You have the Four of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. But you can see here with the Four of Swords and the Ten of Wands, these bears are looking over you. Spirit clearly has your back. You can see the bear right up behind you. And here you have the lion behind you. So Spirit has your back. I really feel like you are protected at this time. Things may be coming in. The Ten of Wands is a lot of work. For a lot of you, it's a lot of work. But with the Four of Swords, I'm sorry if I said Four of Wands, I meant Four of Swords. With the Four of Swords, that's literally withdrawing your energy to focus on your connection to spirit. You know, that could be through prayer, meditation, taking some quiet time for yourself, doing dream work, you know, however you may connect to spirit. So with the 10 of Wands, you know, this truly is like a grind for a lot of people, but it's right at the end of a cycle. You know, the 10s complete a cycle and they come an ace again. So there will be a work cycle ending for you, Aries, something that you've been working on for a long time. For a lot of you, this is like years and years and years, because you don't get to the 10 of Wands easily. Like you're picking up those wands as you go, and as you do, you become stronger. You know, so I feel like you are ready. This new ace of wands that's ahead of you is going to be a higher octave. You know, a higher level. You're leveling up because you're stronger and more capable of carrying that load. And then you have the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is such a beautiful energy of being challenged energetically and being up to the task because you're strong, right? So it's like you, again, with that 10 of Wands energy, like you can do this now. Whereas something might have knocked you off your horse before or knocked you off your hill before. You are the king of the hill and nothing's going to knock you off. There will be a challenge. And I feel like for a lot of you beautiful Aries, the challenge is the work. You're going to want to stop, you know, take a break. With the 4 of Swords, a lot of you are going to want to take a break. So you may need to like take some rest and take some vacation and give yourself that space, you know, but don't drop the load. Don't drop the load because you're right there. That's the message of the 10 of Wands. You're right there. All right. So again, we'll get clarifiers, but your challenges. So those are your blessings. Like literally, to put it in a nutshell, you're so much stronger, and that's your challenge. So the challenge, I mean, the blessings are not as blessed as they might seem. You know, it seems like they're more of a challenge, but really it's a blessing. And your challenges are not as challenging as they might seem. They're mostly blessings. So you have a very mixed bag here coming in for the end of 2025. You have the Star, which is healing. It's healing and being guided and also guiding others, right? So as a challenge, it could be like needing, again, to take that time out to find healing, to find your center, to find alignment. The 8 of Wands, this is real fast and energized energy too. Like it could be nervousness. For a lot of you, there could be a challenge or a mental challenge here because of nervousness, you know, because of, you may have Uranus. This card reminds me of the planet Uranus, how it's like really like electricity, right? Also, for a lot of you, this is sending out rockets of desire, as Esther Hicks talks about. You know, throwing your wands into the air and setting your intention, and then allowing the universe to do its part and send them back to you as manifestations. So with the 8 of Wands, this could be like a challenge for you to wait for them to unfold, to trust that they will unfold. We'll get clarifiers. And the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups is like this kind of dreamy energy. It's a blessing, and it's your emotions. So an emotional blessing, this could be inner child soul retrieval for a lot of you. And I only say that because you have the 4 of Swords in your blessing, right? So, you know, as a challenge, it could be challenging for you to do that work, you know. So you see, these are not bad cards at all. You know, I mean, these are great cards. This looks like an instant unfolding of good karma to me. So we'll see. And then in your advice section, you have strength, which is truly just inner strength. It's maintaining your center. You know, you are going to have that 7 of Wands energy where you're challenged, you know, so you have to stand strong. Dig your toes in with the 10 of Wands. Find the ability to go the extra mile, to go that one last step. You're almost there. I really feel that you're almost there. Because the 10 of Wands always tells me that there's a possibility that, and this is a story I tell, that you're digging in a tunnel and you're looking for gold. This is an old myth or whatever, or even maybe a real story. A guy was digging in a tunnel for years and years and years looking for gold or diamonds. I forget, it was some kind of mine. And finally he gave up after years and he sold it. And then the next person who bought it, they just dug a little bit and they got there, right? So I'm seeing that, and I always get that with the 10 of Wands. And then with this imagery here, he's literally underground in a tunnel. So I really do feel like you're almost there. Spirit is saying, keep going. Do not drop the ball. Yeah. And then you have Moon, tap into your intuition. And with the Strength card, the Moon card will say that you have all the knowledge that you need. You have all the guidance. You just need to trust it. You need to trust your intuition. And I'll tell you, that's really important. Like I don't say that lightly. Some of the biggest regrets that I have in my life is from when I didn't trust my intuition. So any little niggling that you may have, and even what you consider a small situation, if you don't follow it, you could go down the wrong timeline and it could become a large situation, so just follow it. Okay. And then you have King of Pentacles. So slow and steady wins the race. With that 8 of Wands in your challenging position, a lot of you might want things to unfold more quickly. And with the King of Pentacles, it says, look, you are growing something or creating something that's going to last for some of you generations. And for others of you, that's going to create a system or a structure that's going to support generations. It's like you're growing a forest and it's going to support generations of animals in the forest. So the King of Pentacles, though, he grows things from seeds, and they take a long time to grow oak trees, because oak trees dig deep, right? So a lot of the manifestation that's happening is happening underground, and really it's changing you. You're not changing the outside world until you're changing your inside world. It's as within, so without, So Spirit, let's get some clarifiers for beautiful Aries. Thank you. What is coming in for Aries? Let's clarify. So yeah, setting yourself apart. And again, that strong intuitive energy. Oh my gosh, you won't believe this. So, okay, let's look at this here. To clarify, the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant. Okay. Now remember, there's that sun activated, bright. This is bringing to light energy, right? You have your connection to your heart and mind, like your heart coherence, but also very, very strong intuitive energy, and the Hierophant, your connection to spirit. The Hierophant was originally called the Pope, and they called the Hierophant the Pope because it connects you to spirit. In the fives, you look for your way, and the Hierophant helps you find your way. So for a lot of you, you're helping others find their way. And for a lot of you, this is deeply spiritual, right? But then you have the Hermit, who is guiding others and being connected to spirit, super soulful and intuitive. You have the High Priestess, the most intuitive, soulful, deep, divine feminine receiving energy. And then the Moon, again. And the Moon is just super strong, intuitive, instinctive too. Because this is a wolf. You'll see it on both Moon cards. You have it here in your advice as well. The dark wolf and the white wolf. The dark wolf is literally a wolf teaching a white domesticated dog how to howl at the moon. So it's digging into your soul's deeper truth, and so it's like, the way. I just feel super, super strong about this, Aries. You know the way, okay? And so there's a part of you that this connection to spirit and all this other guidance, like the Hermit and the Hierophant, like this is like the most, and the High Priestess. This is you, honestly, like a lot of you are just guiding others spiritually. Okay. You could be doing readings, really, really, I mean, right? And going deep. There's a lot of depth here with the Queen of Cups and the Moon. This is emotional depth. This is real happy energy. And it doesn't look like it with a lot of these cards. These are like more blue hued because they're higher chakra energy, open crown chakra. You can see that in all the cards. But with the Sun card, this is bringing to light and activating and vitalizing and happiness too. It leads to happiness, you know. For a lot of you, I just feel like it's time. It's time, right? And then beautiful blessings coming in for Aries. Again, the Hierophant. You got the Hierophant again. So you are being, and you got the Hierophant with the Four of Swords connecting to spirit, right? So that you are closer to spirit than ever before, you know? And the Page of Swords is getting information, getting downloads. You're getting downloads is what's happening here. You know, and again, I really felt like for a lot of you, this is dream work, this is soul retrieval, you know, this is real deep work, you know. So just giving yourself time, like you don't even have to do the effort, you don't have to put forth the effort. This is happening to you, for you, right? So you just have to surrender to receive. And I really get that, receive, because the high priestess, like she, and I mentioned the divine feminine, the divine masculine goes after what it's want, the divine feminine just allows it, right? So it's the receiver. And I just feel like there's a receiver, you know, in your crown chakra, like you're receiving, and it's time. And also there's an ascension. You can see the ladder here on this Hierophant, right? And you see the trail going up the top of this pyramid. You're ascending, you are raising your vibration. And Temperance. This is, you know what? I talked about slow and steady wins the race, and this is going to take a little bit of time, and that's actually a blessing for you. Temperance is you are alchemizing, and alchemy takes a long time. To, you know, in the traditional like Rider-Waite version of this, there's an angel blending gold and silver in two different cups, pouring gold and silver into a cup, and creating a third element, right? That is not going to happen overnight. That's going to happen when you change, right? So it is a blessing that things aren't going as quickly as you want them to, because you will be able to manage them, and you won't drop the ball as things come to you. You know, like when you're juggling, you have to be able to pick up another ball in time, right, and keep it in the air. So if somebody just drops a bunch of balls in your hands when you start juggling, you're going to drop them all. So it's, you know, it's a blessing. And look, he's got the sun and the moon in his hands right now, right? So that's literally, I didn't even notice that, but I feel that for you. You know, you are going to become better. You know, you have the Strength card in your advice row. So, you know, you are being asked to step up in some way, and allow the universe to step up as well. Allow the universe to partner with you on this. And then in your challenges, Knight of Cups, going after the Holy Grail, going after the Grail of your heart, Page of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. So again, they don't look very challenging, but I will tell you the Knight of Cups is going after his heart's desire, his heart's true love. So he's on a mission, right? And it could be some of you may want to change the mission, drop the mission, give up on the mission, get frustrated with the mission. Don't get frustrated, right? And then these two pages, the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups, both of them are at the beginning of their journey. So it's saying, look, you're right at the beginning of your journey. You're right at the beginning of your transformation. You're right at the beginning of your mission. So, you know, allow this to unfold, unfurl within your spirit, within your soul, so that you get clarity, right, about your next steps. So you don't have to charge forward. You don't have to make things happen. So there's no reason to get frustrated. Just allow spirit to do its part. You know, spirit really does have your back in this process. So there's a strong need to trust. And I feel like that's your biggest challenge. This for the rest of 2025. Beautiful Aries. Advice for Aries. 5 of Swords, the Lovers, and justice. So Five of Swords is the need to center yourself in the midst of a lot of conflicting thoughts. You know, there could be messages coming in from you or coming into your consciousness, your awareness from outside of you that don't belong there. They're not your thoughts, right? So this could be advice from other people, people who just want to be a part of your journey, but they don't actually know what's best for you or what's best for your path. Whatever it is, there is a need to change your thoughts. You know, there's I think it's an old book, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. And that's true. Change your thoughts, change your life. And that's what you need to do with the Five of Swords. So, you know, and this is with the Strength card too, you know, the need to dig deep, but it's all about inner strength. It's about what's inside of you, you know? So differentiate your own, and I'm just getting this, and I don't always get this with the Five of Swords. Differentiate your thoughts and your ideas and your values from the ones that other people place on you. You get too many times we hear, this is expected of you. And you can't, as soon as you hear this is expected of you, turn it off. And the reason I get that is because you have the Lovers after that, okay? And the Lovers is really just there's a lot to the Lovers. There's a lot to all the cards, right? But it's an allegorical representation of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, you know, and they're always being blessed by an angel. So this is receive your blessings, yes, but also understand that with Adam and Eve, they had a choice. They were at a crossroads, and the Lovers always brings you to a crossroads. You need to make a choice, okay? And the fives are right before the sixes, right? And the five of the major arcana is the Hierophant, yeah? And the Hierophant and the fives is where you kind of get lost and you have to make an adjustment, which is why the Hierophant bridges you with spirit, right? You're lost, so you need help reconnecting, right? So in the fives, you are lost. In the sixes, you find a crossroads and you make a choice which way you're going to go. And the Adam and Eve, the choice they made was to partake of the fruit of the knowledge of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right? And a lot of people think that brought them a curse when really, in truth, there was an angel overseeing them. It was a blessing in the tarot. This is a very Gnostic representation of the story. So Adam and Eve chose something that they wouldn't, that others wouldn't have chosen for them. You know, and for you, when you have the Five of Swords and the Lovers together, it's saying, don't choose what other people will choose for you. Choose what's right for you. You're getting outside messages that could be muddying the waters, and you need to stick with your intuition and your connection to spirit. So when you make a choice that other people might not have chosen for you, you could end up fired. You could end up expelled. You could be kicked out. You could be ostracized. There's so many things that could happen that could make you feel like an outcast, as the Adam and Eve story would show, right? And not loved, loving, and lovable, you know? But the truth is you are loved, loving, and lovable, and the universe wants you to be happy, but sometimes you have to choose you. You have to choose you on this path. So I know I got really preachy there, but just saying, you know, and then you have justice. Justice is karma. You know, it is keep your heart as light as a feather as well. This in your advice aisle, I would definitely say that. I would say act as if everyone is watching, act as if the Akashic Records is recording all of your thoughts, words, and deeds, which it is. And all of your thoughts, words, and deeds are becoming things, which they are, because we are powerful manifestors, and that's what we're here to do. So keep your conscience clear. You know, in those scales, in those two scales, it's going to be your heart and a feather. So what's going to keep your heart light as a feather, really, you know? Also, make good judgments in your life. Weigh your choices. The Justice card with the Lovers card says, whatever choice this is, it's very consequential. You know, there will be consequences to this choice. So you have to be responsible with what you choose. Do you have anything else for beautiful Aries? Thank you, Spirit. What do you have else for Aries? Do you have anything else that you want Aries to think about or consider on this path? Seven of Pentacles. Again, I talked about when you're growing things, especially with the King of Pentacles, you're manifesting it beneath ground before it shows above ground. So please remember that. And your thoughts, words, and deeds are doing that. Okay. So you are manifesting with your thoughts, words, and deeds. Please be mindful of that and trust the process that you're going to plant those seeds. Spirit's going to rain on them, give them sun, give them nourishment, and then they will manifest. All right. So what oracle cards do we have for beautiful Aries? We have the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Boy, a lot of the signs got this card. And I feel like we're all going through a portal and we're all stepping into a new timeline. So which timeline will it be? And for you, Aries, I can see this is a dark world that you're in now, stepping through the portal into your tomorrow, which is light, bright, beautiful. So tomorrow is going to be beautiful. Like you are stepping into a much, much better world, a much more colorful world, a much safer world too. Play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. So yeah, a lot of you again do need to take that time, create balance in your life. That Four of Swords tells me, take the time to connect with spirit, make the commitment to connect with your higher self, and maybe don't take things as seriously. Play a little bit more. Like it can't all be work. Beautiful Aries, although I didn't see that. I'm not seeing that in your cards that it's just work, 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 but you do have the 10 of Wands, right? So work hard, play hard. And then Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. Boy, is that the truth. With all of these cards, with the High Priestess, the Moon twice, the Hermit, the Hierophant twice, and the King to Queen of Cups, like this is you literally being activated to become some type of spiritual guide. Your clairs could be waking up. You could be becoming more clairvoyant. The more you listen to your intuition, the louder it's going to be. And this could definitely be you leading others, guiding others, speaking for spirit. Now is a lucky time, absolutely, with the sun in your future. It's not just a lucky time, but it's a really super happy time. Spirit is enjoying it with you. Watch and wait. Seahorse, spirit, watch and wait. This is, those seeds that you're planting, just trust. Don't stop nurturing your garden, okay? Okay. And then embrace the in-between. Flamingo, embrace the in-between. Like you're right on the threshold of tomorrow, right? Embrace this time, trust this time, savor this time, because you're not going to be here in the future, right? You're going to be there. So this time is a gift. Thank you so much for being here, beautiful Aries. Thank you for being you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.